Okay, so what if I told you that the key to mastering your life has almost nothing to do with your big, grand actions? Seriously. We're going to dive into this one really powerful idea that real control, it comes from mastering your reactions. Think about all the times you felt like you fell in short or just lost your way. We love to blame the wrong thing, right? A lack of skill, maybe some bad luck, definitely other people. But the real reason most people lose, it's not what you think. It's not because they're fundamentally weak. It's not some lack of talent or strength. That's the big misunderstanding. The real reason is something way more common, something that happens in just a split second. That's it. That's the whole game right there. It's in that knee-jerk, unfiltered emotional impulse. They react without thinking, and in that one little moment, they hand over all of their power. And come on, we have all been there. One negative comment from somebody ruins your whole mood for the day. One tiny setback on a project feels like the end of the world and just tanks your whole week. Or one simple mistake completely shatters the confidence you've been building up for months. And that's the tipping point, isn't it? The plan you had, the strategy, all that discipline, poof, it's gone. All of a sudden, your emotions are in the driver's seat and you're just along for the ride. All right, so it is absolutely crucial that we get this next part right. This is not about becoming a robot or suppressing your feelings. No way. The problem isn't the emotion itself, it's the total lack of control over it. I mean, look, it's easy to be composed and calm when you're winning, when everything's going your way. But that's not a real test of character, is it? That's just smooth sailing. The real question is, what happens when the pressure is on, when things don't go your way? That's when you find out how much self-mastery you really have. So let's talk about the real test. What do you do when someone disrespects you? Or when you pour your heart into something and you're just ignored? When people doubt you can do it? Or, when you just plain fail? This is the arena. This is where the fight for control is either won or lost. And this brings us to really the heart of the matter. In any one of those tough moments, you have two paths you can take. And understanding the difference between them, well, that's everything. It's the difference between a reaction and a response. So first, you've got the reaction. This is our default setting. It's that old reptilian part of your brain just taking over. It's that immediate gut-level impulse. It's emotional. It's raw. It's completely unfiltered. It's basically the path of least resistance. But then there's the other path, the response. This is where the thinking, logical part of your brain gets a chance to step in. A response, it has a pause built right into it. It's controlled, it's intentional, and it's strategic. That little pause, that's your superpower. So let's just lay it all out. A reaction is instant. A response is controlled. A reaction is purely emotional. A response is intentional. One is just messy, unfiltered, and usually something you regret. The other is strategic. And every single time, you are making a choice about which path you're going to take. And here's the thing that trips everybody up. Powerful people, they feel anger, they feel frustration, they feel doubt, just like the rest of us. The difference is they've built a wall between feeling that emotion and letting that emotion call the shots. Okay, so theory is great and all, but let's make this real. This skill isn't learned in a book, it's forged in the fire of your actual life. So let's look at a couple of scenarios where this choice really, really matters. Okay, here's a classic. You've poured your soul into a project and someone rips it apart. The reaction? You get defensive, you lash out, you gotta protect your ego. But the response? You take a breath, you detach for a second, and you ask, is there any truth in there that I can actually use? One of those paths makes you weaker, and the other makes you stronger. Or what about this one? Rejection. A job, a project, a relationship. The immediate reaction is to just collapse, right? To make it mean you're not good enough. But the response is to feel that sting, because it's gonna sting, but then to analyze it, learn from it, and adjust your game plan for next time. Because here's the bottom line. People don't remember all the little details of what happened. They remember how you handled it. The person who freaks out in a crisis, they're seen as unreliable. But the person who stays calm under pressure, that's a leader. Your responses, over time, literally become your reputation. Now, I want you to think about this in a totally different way. This isn't just a defensive skill to keep you out of trouble. In a world that is just full of people reacting all the time, emotional discipline is an offensive weapon. It is a massive competitive advantage.
Just look at this contrast. In any high-stakes situation, while everyone else is panicking, you stay steady. While they're getting sucked into pointless arguments, you stay focused on what matters. And maybe most importantly, while their emotions make them quit, you just keep going.
There's a really simple way to put this. Calm is dominance. I want you to let that sink in. In a world of chaos, the person who can keep their internal calm has the ultimate power. They see things more clearly, they make better decisions, and they project this incredible, unshakable strength.
So, how do we actually do this? How do we make this a reality? Well, it all comes down to winning a whole series of tiny internal battles. And those little wins, they compound over time into a massive victory. And the process is so simple, it's almost deceptive. Step 1, something happens. The trigger. Step 2, you feel that impulse to just react, and you consciously choose a response instead. That's the moment for that deep breath or counting to 3, whatever it takes to create that tiny bit of space. And step 3, with that one choice, you get stronger. You literally level up. And this part is so important. No one else has to see this. There's no round of applause. This isn't about winning an argument in front of people. It's about a quiet, internal victory. It's just you, reminding yourself that you are in control, not your impulses. So what's the big takeaway here? This whole practice, it's so much bigger than just handling a tough conversation. Every single time you choose a thoughtful response over a gut reaction, you are laying another brick in the foundation of the person you want to become. You're not just winning the moment, you are literally building the character that's required to win your future.